friends, it's Nancy, and I'm here to show you a flip through of this junk journal that I created from a fragment of a vintage quilt. So I know I talked about something different for the closure using a piece of blue crochet, but what I ended up doing was taking a long, narrow scrap of the quilt and creating this closure. And I've just used snaps, and I've added a second set of snaps so that if your journal gets fuller, you've got some more room. So this has got some antique lace, a little bit of an applique, quilting stitches, and blanket stitch around the edge. The cover itself has a fuzzy on it, is 9 inches by 5 3/4. The spine is 3 inches across. It's a 5 signature journal. I think it's about 120 pages. No, 150 pages, give or take. I'll have to do an official count. There's lots of vintage hand crocheted lace on the edge. I did some applique here with some shell buttons. I had a lot of fun doing the slow stitching on this. Some tatting, some crochet and buttons. Lots of fun. My favorite part of this is the end. So I used a sugar sack to make the end papers, because it's actually fabric, and I used a piece of this sugar sack to make this side loading pocket. Here's another piece of that sugar sack. I made a little pocket, and inside is a tag. Has writing space on it, just tucks right in there. Okay, so I've used a variety of vintage ephemera, and let's just get started. So the first page is actually from a correspondence, not correspondence. Oh my goodness, I'm having, I don't know, school book. It starts with a C. Here we have a page that had some recipes typed on it. And I just added this little tuck spot. I should grab a tag to demonstrate tuck spots. Oh, this has a tuck in it, sorry. So this is a vintage playing card that has some tissue paper. No, well, actually, I think it's sewing paper, sewing pattern paper, glued to one side and stitched around. And it just fits in this little collage tuck spot. So this has papers and textiles and some stitching. Some just plain white paper. This is some yellow legal pad. This is instructions from an iron-on transfer, and so it gives you the crochet and embroidery instructions to make the articles. This is resume paper. This is an envelope, and I think it must have been a birthday card because it just said Betty on the front, and somebody had started writing a recipe on the back, and so I just did some crochet. I did some collage. So here's a January calendar from 1961, a sticker from Royal Mail, a little fussy cut image, and inside I've added this journaling card that's collage and fussy cuts and stamps and all kinds of good stuff. I've added this, oh, I forgot to say I added a little ruffle and some lace on this side. Here's another fabric ruffle and some lace attached to the resume paper. Here's the second part of the pattern for making the pillowcases, I guess. Here's the other part of the legal paper. It has some research typed on it. I just added this collage to cover up some of that. That's the first signature. Now I have some vintage ledger paper. I believe this was from 1910s. This is a shorthand textbook. This is another tuck spot using some Edith Holden page and fussy cuts, and it can be tucked behind and in a little pocket made from this guest check. This is a page from a farm ledger. So it talks about valuating machinery, plows and harrows and things. Another ruffle and some lace attached to some composition paper. I figured it out. This is a page from a farmer's almanac. It has some ads inside. In here I have another little tag, the bird, stamps, and things like that. And I have this altered paper clip. And again, it has some lace and fussy cut music paper. This is a page from a 1930s seed catalog. Some old ledger. Here's an order form from the seed catalog. This is tension charts for yarn that was sold at Eaton's. And again, I've added a little tuck spot there. And this is, you know, lots of stuff. Papers, fussy cuts, some lace. That's Mark Twain, actually. Catherine, didn't you have a Mark Twain recently in your book? This is a illustration. I'm not sure what the book is. Here's some Tim Holtz fabric made into a ruffle with a little bit of lace. This is a letterhead from a farm, a hatchery. Another illustration. This is from the almanac. This is a little envelope that I made. So I've pinned it on with this rusty bulldog clip that I rusted myself. So you can put things in here. But I added this lace and a little cluster there, a little collage. And it's pinned onto the commencement order of ceremony program. That's the word I'm looking for. From 1957. Some white paper. There's an old recipe book. This is a bill, an envelope, and I believe it was for a newspaper from the 70s, 1974. So I've added another ruffle and just left this open and tucked this journaling card in. This, I sewed this to a tax bill from 1966. There's another half of that recipe book. Composition book. This is a class list from the 70s for doll making courses. There's another tuck spot. Another page from that recipe book. Has all kinds of frosting. This is a order form from a 1930 seed catalog. White paper, some grid paper. This is a letter. I want to say it's from the 60s. So it's about ordering books from the Audubon Nature Encyclopedia. This is another ruffle with vintage fabric, and Now we're seeing the back half of those pages. I haven't had pineapple upside down cake since Lassie was a pup. This is another little collage that I made. You'll notice I tried to keep all the colors blue to match the cover. And then finally, this little tag. So if you are seeing this journal, I have listed it on my Etsy, and you can go and take a look and see if this is something you would like to have. Thank you so much for all of your support, your comments. This is too far away from my face to see. So I'm fussing much more than is completely necessary. It's like putting a baby sleeper on. There we go. It's been a long time since I've done that. And your hints, your tips, your suggestions, I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for joining me again. We'll talk to you again soon.